Hello and welcome to IGN Anime Club, episode 80. I got it right?
You got it right. You did it. It's
Anime.
Yay!
I'm your host, Miranda Sanchez, and joining me is Mike Mamone.
Hey.
And brand new host, super excited to announce, Mitchell Saltzman.
Hi, I'm back from the Shadow Realm. Never playing Mike Mamone again in Yu-Gi-Oh! Never playing again.
You know.
Put me in the Shadow Realm. Leave me there.
Aww.
I was just testing my powers.
Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, to no one's surprise, Mitchell is joining us as a host for IGN Anime Club, so please welcome him into our little family. Transition from guest to host. That's just a matter of time. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like your favorite anime. Real quick rundown.
Okay. So favorite anime. I usually flip-flop between Monster and One Piece. And mostly I flip-flop because Monster is kind of like I would say, if someone were to ask me, what anime do you think is like the pinnacle of storytelling, characterization, and all that stuff, I would immediately say Monster. I wouldn't even think about it. But if you ask me, like, what anime do you enjoy watching the most, I would probably say something like One Piece because it's really fun. The characters are awesome, and yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the best versus your favorite. Like, your favorite can be trash, and that's totally cool because it's your favorite. No one can tell you what that is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Nice.
And I just want to say, I can't thank you guys enough for first of all even bringing me on the show because like this is when I first got to IGN. I was a fan of Anime Club before I even started working here, and so it's one of those things where I even like. So let me just use Saitama as a little thing, just so you can have a window into my mind. I'm a very shy person, and I remember I ended up getting this at Japantown, San Francisco, with the sole intent of hopefully getting someone to look at my desk and see this guy and come over and be like, you watch One Punch Man? I'll be like, yeah, I watch anime. I love anime. You want to have me on Anime Club one time? It worked. It works. Totally worked.
That's literally how we knew you liked anime. We're like, oh,
it's
yes,
like
Saitama on his desk. We should have him on sometime.
So I can't thank you guys enough for bringing me on, and I'm so honored. I'm gonna cry.
Also, good strategy.
Welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and if you guys have never watched the show before, obviously this is IGN's anime show. We talk a bunch about anime. We get started with talking about what we've been watching, and then we transition to topics, and then we do our watch party, which is new this week, doing Toradora. Very excited.
I'm so excited for Toradora watch party.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, even though I know how it ends, but I'm so excited because it's about the journey.
Yeah, it's about the journey.
Exactly.
Anyway, before we get started, I just wanted to announce that next week we're going to have a very, very special guest on. LeSean Thomas worked on Boondocks, Black Dynamite, created Cannon Buster, if you ever saw that Kickstarter for that anime, and worked on The Legend of Korra, is coming on. He will be here next week, so please send us any questions you have for him. We're going to be talking about diversity in anime and some other great topics. Of course, like what it's like to actually work on anime and create it.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I am
can't wait.
Super stoked about next week, so make sure you tune in then and send us your questions. So yeah, let's get into what we're watching.
Well,
what are you guys watching?
Since you
are new
official
host,
member.
It's your job to go first.
I've started every time I've been on the show.
God. That's
fair. It's kind of like hazing.
It's called a little practice.
Yeah, jeez.
Our own way.
Way more brutal than I expected it to be. So I watched a lot this weekend.
Nice.
I'm pretty much just keeping up to date with everything that I kind of started. Actually, no, that's not true. I started Scum's Wish. I started and caught up with Scum's Wish.
Oh, nice.
We talked about it.
Your thoughts?
I think it's really good, and I kind of echo what Miranda wrote in her feature, in that like it's one of the very few anime out there that has a very mature take on sex and sexuality.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To that point, a lot of people read that headline and thought I was saying their relationship is mature. I was like, no,
absolutely not.
That is insane. Who would think that in their right mind? No, yeah. So if you haven't checked out that piece, I really hope you do. But yeah, for sure, it is one of the few anime that does that well. And I hope we see more of it because I think sex is really a big part of everyone's lives at some point, and that's just like a natural thing that humans do. And there's interesting stories that can be told around it maturely, as there are funny times with it too. Like you see with that one anime that has socks and the cookies.
Socks and cookies.
Socks and cookies.
Sex.
And sex?
It's really lewd. Oh, I forget. It's the
You
girl,
sure
and
this
she
isn't-
wears underwear on her face.
Oh, Shimoneta.
Shimoneta. Yeah,
Shimoneta.
it's such
Yes.
a crazy thing.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I was
that
like, I
anime.
forget. I just remember her face. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like taking a more lighthearted, goofy approach to it.
Right.
Like there's definitely room for all of that, and I think just as we see more mature stories like this come to anime, it's just really exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, watching it reminded me of how I felt when I watched Nana way back in the day. And that's not to say that they're similar in story, but
Right.
just in like the way they approach relationships and sex and stuff like that. And I guess that's because I think they're both josei. Would that be the correct term?
I believe so.
Yeah, I actually was.
don't know
I
mine
was
is for sure,
actually educated on that term through the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Because I called Nana a shoujo, and someone was like, "It's not a shoujo.
Oh, no.
That's a josei." I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so josei just means that it's intended for women
Right.
as opposed to younger girls, which is
Right.
shoujo.
But yeah, so Scum's Wish is really good.
Sweet.
I'm happy that I was
check
turned
it
on
out.
to it from
Oh.
Miranda.
Quick note about that. So someone told me that with Amazon's video player, you can change the subtitle settings. So last week you
Oh.
complained how it had that kind of
Oh,
annoying
the
Yeah,
black,
I
transparent
hate
black
that.
box.
closed caption, yeah.
You can turn it off, which
Oh,
is
thank
really
God.
good
Cool.
because I was like, get off.
Yeah,
So if you're picky like me, then you can turn that off.
I am picky like her.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I'm excited to know
We're
that.
used to a set standard.
Oh, yeah.
For our subtitles.
Is this TV? No.
No, yeah.
So other than that, Fuuka had a really good fourth episode, which kind of focused on Koyuki instead of Fuuka, which was kind of nice. I like her better than Fuuka actually, and it's so funny whenever I mention that I'm watching Fuuka, someone's like, "Oh God, you don't even know what you're in for."
I know.
And I haven't gotten to that
I'm
point
like,
yet. I am dreading what that means. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. It hasn't gotten there yet.
I want to watch.
Yeah.
God.
It's like if there's something bad coming, I need to be there.
So yeah, Fuuka's really good. March comes in like a lion. They're really kind of hitting their stride with the story.
I still want to catch up with this one.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. It's that anime goes through an interesting arc of emotions. Like it starts out kind of sad, and then it ends up being really funny, and then
Yep.
it ends up being like a very serious look at like this character's career as a high school student who also works as a professional shogi player, and it's hit its first like major story arc in terms of like a tournament that he was in, and like the results of it are actually kind of surprising.
Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, the kind of sad, which was actually very sad start because it was super kind of like depressing because that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Definitely deterred me from it, but I want to go to it sometime soon.
really
Yeah.
like
Looks so good.
do not let the depressing start like turn you off from it, because I think it's a very funny and heartwarming anime that also deals with serious issues like depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like it. Konosuba season 2 had another one of those episodes where if you're not a fan of the Succubus episode or you're not a fan of Darkness episodes, you probably wouldn't have liked this episode. But it was very funny. It basically Darkness has been kind of absent for most of season 2 because she was in the first episode and then she went away back to her home estate, and this episode kind of brings her back and shows what she's been doing, and it's good to have her back.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's.
Did you watch it?
I did, but yeah, I mean,
knowing the Succubus episode and seeing how you reacted, I'm just like, all right.
Whenever there's a darkness centric episode, you know what you're getting into with Konosuba.
I want to say Darkness is not my favorite of the cast.
Yeah, I mean
And
she's not mine either. Megumin
Yeah.
for life.
yeah, exactly. So because it was centered over her, it was alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still hilarious. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that.
And then finally, I want to talk a little bit about Dragon Ball Super, which just entered its big arc that had been promising since like 20 episodes in, and I'm really excited for it to finally get to this point because I've been wading through rivers of filler, and I'm ready to get to the other side.
Typical
did you
Dragon Ball. Oh, yeah.
like some of the filler? So I edit our reviews for Dragon Ball Super every week. Thank you, Sean Saris, for reviewing that. So if you guys don't know, we post reviews for Dragon Ball Super every week, usually on Monday or Tuesday, depending on the week. But yeah. So have you liked it? Generally, they've have positive reviews.
Some of them. Some of them are cool because they bring back characters that haven't been very relevant in a very long time. Like the most recent one brought back Krillin. But at the same time, it's at the expense of being logical. Like the idea that Goku would want to train with Krillin when he's so like I can't even comprehend the magnitude of difference between Goku and Krillin's power level at this point. And Goku's just like, "Hey, Krillin, you want to train with me like old times?" And Krillin's just like, "Are you sure you want to do that? You know how weak I am, right?" And I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I love Krillin. Krillin is my favorite.
Cool.
My favorite character, and he's voiced by Luffy. Did you know that?
Wait.
In the Japanese version, he's voiced by the same person who does Luffy in One Piece.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm gonna have to watch that now. Wait, also, have you been watching the dub too, by any chance?
I have not. No, I need to.
Is that only on Toonami dubbed?
As far as I know,
because I can't find it anywhere. I think.
Is it not on Funimation?
I don't think so.
It might be only on Toonami. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't checked Funimation since I don't really watch.
Because I remember when they launched. Oh no, when they had the first dubbed episode for Super. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. And I'm like, where is it? I was like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna watch it. Yeah, because because how many episodes are there now for Super on Crunchyroll?
77.
Oh my god!
Wow, that was good.
Oh, I just posted the review today.
Oh, did you? Yeah, so I'm just like, I watched the movies. I don't know if I want to. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Lots to catch up on.
I know.
And that's what I watched
like
this
a lion.
weekend.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Also, Scum's Wish for me. Watch Scum's Wish.
Okay.
You should really watch it.
It's so good.
I just have to sign up for the trial. That's what I need to get myself to do.
I just love their suffering.
They're such bad people.
I'm just like, you're all awful.
They're all awful.
Except for maybe Hanabi. Like, she's just trying to figure things out, but then she's also kind of awful sometimes.
She's on the path to being super awful.
No, yeah, she's definitely on that trajectory. And just like with her statement at the end of episode 4, it's just like, oh.
She's on a bad path. And the teacher, oh my god. Speaking of succubuses. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're talking about interviews with monster girls now?
No. Oh, yeah, of course, right.
Yeah.
Transitions.
That's my, yeah. Are you watching that, by the way? Interviews with monster girls still?
Yeah.
I did not watch the latest episode because I watched My Little Pony instead. But
That's fair.
yeah, it has good stuff. But yeah, what did you think about the latest one? Is it getting better?
Monster Girls?
Monster Girls, yeah.
I have not caught up.
Okay.
I actually did. I did watch it. I felt like I was going too long because I was reading off so many.
Oh no,
series.
that's good.
Right,
no, yeah. This for some odd week we sometimes fall behind. So when one person's ahead, that's always great.
Yeah. Monster Girls was good. It focused on Yuki, who is the other monster girl that they haven't really done much with yet, and it was a nice episode that kind of dealt with what she had been going through, and it Monster Girls does a good job of kind of making this statement of like what it's like to be different, and I think more than any of the other characters, Yuki is really feeling that because she feels like her power is something that can actually damage other people. So because of that, she kind of withdraws, and she's afraid of kind of like being looked at as weird or harmful.
I'm really curious to see where this goes after this episode, like even though I haven't seen it, just because we spent all this time kind of analyzing and getting to know each of the monster girls. I just want to know where it goes after that. Like once we know them, what are they going to do, So it kind of leaves open a lot of possibilities.
Maybe a beach episode.
I mean, probably. Let's be real. But cool.
Yep.
We'll definitely have to catch up on that one.
Okay.
The other one that I am keeping up with is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which is my favorite second to Scum's Wish.
Ooh.
Because I love Kana. I love her so
She's
much.
So cute.
Our perfect little child, everyone's
God.
little daughter. Just take care of her, give her everything she wants.
Yes.
I especially like this episode because they went shopping, and that made me seem kind of as silly. Like, of course, girl likes a thing when they go shopping. But one of my favorite things to pick out, like in animation or video games, is looking at stores and how people design them. I'm just like, it's silly. It's like really interesting to see how they present the different stores they go to, like whether it's stationery or a clothing store or a bookstore or a grocery store or a convenience store. I just like to see the kind of products they have and like if they try to create their own or if they're mimicking actual products. I love them. So I took like 1 billion screenshots at that episode 'cause it's so good. And I was like, that's so cute. Why can't I have that kind of eraser? But yeah, so I definitely enjoyed this episode. And it kind of goes into more of, hey, maybe the show's really lighthearted and fun, but it's also like Monster Girls about being different and about being scared of being different. And I'm really excited about that and how it's trying to pin a point on that. Especially since there was some drama with the dub, if you guys didn't hear about that. So there was a very slight line change in Funimation's dub of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid that essentially eliminated the idea that Kobayashi is queer, which is not okay. Because so there's a line whenever in the very first episode when Toru says that she loves Kobayashi like in a sexual way, and then Kobayashi's in the sub says, I'm a woman though, like kind of not rejecting her, just saying, like kind of questioning it. Whereas in the dub, she goes on to say, but I'm not interested in women or dragons. So it's like kind of erasing that possibility.
Interesting.
And I think that's actually really important because if you kind of get into the more nuanced part of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, I think a big part of it is her being interested in women. Like a big part of Kobayashi's character is that she loves maids. And like that's her big secret with her coworker in the first episode. You find out is like they like to go to bars and talk about maids and the different kinds of Lolita and all that stuff. And it's like probably a big part of it is that her feeling uncomfortable with, you know, maybe having feelings for women or something. And that's like where episode 4 kind of comes in too, is like the fear of being different. And that Funimation changing that line effectively changes her character a lot and also just eliminates the possibility of people, you know, assuming that she's
that's
queer,
kind of weird considering like anime can, you know, it's pretty out there already.
Yeah, for as much like erasure as we have had from like gay characters in the past, like it's really disappointing to see that happen now. Like it's 2017.
I'm curious how that happened.
I read the translator's Twitter where she was kind of responding to that criticism, and I think in her mind she was doing it because she didn't want to use that line of "I'm a woman" though, because it makes it seem like if it made it seem like lesbianism was like strange or normal or not normal, and that was this is her defense.
Yeah, it's like her defense is not. Is like worse than, it's like that's not better than just making her straight and assuming that she is.
Not only that, but that's not your decision to make as a translator. Your job as a translator, I think, is to as faithfully as you can adapt what is going on in the story, and by making Toru, because basically the way it's written in the dub, it's written as a rejection. Then it makes Toru into this character who is just continually showering her love despite the fact that she was already rejected, and that is not a good thing.
Some people were saying that like it translates some of Toru's action to almost like borderline assault, it's like sexual assault. But anyway, that's some real drama. I reached out to Funimation for a comment and they didn't say anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, was it her? She said it was her decision to change it, or?
I mean, I don't want to like write her words for it. I don't remember her actual name, but she's on.
Well, it is up to the script writers to adapt
I was about
things.
to say,
I don't really know what the checks process is like for that, or if they will change it. I know Funimation has had problems in the past with their dubs and have had to change scripts. One of which I don't really want to talk about because we don't talk about that here, and. So hopefully they do end up changing it. I know there was also some issues with Yuri on Ice last season with some of the subtitle changes. I don't think they were as bad like as this one. It was just that they changed some things like from lover to girlfriend, you know, that kind of thing, and just insinuating that those kinds of relationships exist. But like that's also a big thing too, like some of the nuances of translating and how hard that can be. But for this case in particular, because they deny that. It's just kind of a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have written things about it online, so if you want to read more about it, definitely look it up. But yeah, aside from that, it's going great.
What else did you watch?
Mike, you have a bargain to keep up with. So we made a deal.
I mean, let's talk about this because
all right,
I just learned something, which
a
I do
deal
not. Okay.
that for me watching JoJo's, he continue watching Kill la Kill.
Yes.
Because he hasn't actually seen all of it yet. And I haven't seen all of JoJo's,
Yeah.
which is way different because there's so much more JoJo's than there is Kill la Kill.
That's not fair trade.
I mean, let's be real though. JoJo is awesome. So,
Whoa.
I
There's
mean,
so
it
many
is,
episodes of
but-
JoJo, though.
Two
So is Kill la
episodes.
Kill.
Okay.
So
How many episodes is part 1 and part 2, by the way?
I don't remember.
Okay. It was like 50 maybe. Oh, that's a lot.
How many episodes are there?
Kill la Kill's like
Are there of
24
Kill la
or
Kill?
something.
Fine.
It's like 24 episodes
there's
for Kill la
24
Kill.
episodes. Yeah, so for every 2, I'll watch 1.
Okay.
Anyway.
So
Yeah. So you're watching instead.
to make it easier on me, I'm watching the re-edited version of the first season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Which I have not watched, by the way.
Yeah, so that basically condenses like all the episodes into I think like 3 movies almost.
Okay.
4 maybe.
Yep.
I know the first one I was on, I picked up. It has like 109 minutes. I think it's supposed to be episodes 1 through 9
Okay.
or something like that.
Mhm.
And so far, seems good to me. I mean, like they do a good job of like hinting on like, hey, this thing happened with this character, but it wasn't really that important, so we skipped over all of that. Now
Oh.
here's this awesome fight. I'm like, all right.
Nice. So you're finished with the first movie? Or
No, I'm like 2/3 through.
Okay.
So I've watched probably up to episode 6.
Okay.
I read the names because they're kind of out there, but I saw the fight when it was underwater with the night guy. Wait, no, I'm just about to see something that the teacher guy, he's about to killed Sapelli.
Sapelli,
Yeah, he's about to meet his fate.
Oh.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. That was good times.
Yeah.
Also,
like, oh.
what do you think about the powers with the I forget what it's
The
called now.
breathing power.
Yeah. It starts with a H, I think.
Hamon.
Hamon, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it's like ham.
Yeah, Hamon is like, what? Where's the stands?
It's so close to your name. How do you?
I mean, that was like, I was binging that, so you know. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, so that's weird. I mean, it's fine. Like, I'm really excited about Stanzo because I know a little bit about it,
Yeah,
and I
sure.
think that's probably a more interesting power for them to have.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
glad
mean,
they
it's the
transition.
coolest, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they transition to that later. But Hamon's fine, except I don't like the weird breathing noises they have to make. Just like a tiny.
It is a weird thing, but yeah, it'll be done soon. Don't worry.
Okay.
But with that said, so did you like it so far?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely over the top, and like that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that just because, like, compared to everything else that I've been watching lately, it's been kind of like chill or just kind of cutesy. And this is just like, and I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Dio so far?
I love Dio. He's so bad.
Did they show the dog thing?
Oh yeah, it's like
Oh.
the first episode. I
Okay,
saw that
cool.
a while back.
Cool.
I saw the first 3 episodes of JoJo's a long time ago. I just never got back to it, and so this is me going back.
Yeah.
Like you're going back to Kill la Kill.
Oh yeah. I will. Don't worry.
What episode did you stop at?
1.
Whoa.
I watched the first episode and then I was like, okay, cool.
Need
and
to
then
at
I
least
just didn't go. What?
watch the second episode.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
If you finish this first movie, I'll watch 10 episodes. Wait, no, that's not.
Like 3.
Oh, all right.
At least 3. That's
I
9
mean, knowing me, I'll
episodes.
probably just finish it all. So that means you have to watch them real quick.
I don't know about that. I don't have much time.
Okay. Anyway.
But anyway, yeah.
So you like it? Cool.
Good deal. Yes.
Sweet. So you know
Of
what this
course.
is? No, you don't. You don't.
That's one of the stand guys.
Yeah, I know. They don't show up till.
I know that. I know if they're more intricately designed, it's a stand.
Yes, that's very
That's-
true.
And he's the.
Like he has things on his butt. Anyway.
He's got little onions on his butt.
Yeah. Right. So well, I'm happy finally.
Yeah.
All right. And
About
have
time.
you watched JoJo, by the way?
I've watched.
Do I have to start a bet with you too?
I've watched most of part 1.
Okay.
I've watched. You're gonna hate me. I'm embarrassed to talk about this.
I'm making a deal with everyone.
I've watched most
Megan's
of part
next.
1. I've watched none of. I've watched none of part 2. I've watched most of part 3.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, because
Okay.
Star Crusaders
You
is a
better.
huge.
Yeah.
I thought
part.
Megan watched some. but-
Okay, so if you watch part 2, I'm gonna watch watch all of. No.
Monster? You gonna watch Monster?
Ooh, you know what? I haven't actually seen Monster.
Ooh.
Or you guys could borrow my manga because I've been reading it and it's fantastic.
So
Very
good.
That too.
All right.
But yeah, aside from that, I
Things are
watched,
happening.
like I said, lots of My Little Pony. I've been
Yes.
binging it. I'm on season 6. It's totally not anime, but there are a lot of like really fun anime references
Uh-huh.
in
Oh,
My
I
Little
bet.
Pony.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
There's this one point when there's like a cutout of Utena, made me really happy, and Sailor Moon, and a few other characters.
Any JoJo poses? No, I'm kidding. Probably
Maybe?
not.
I don't know.
It
Who
has
knows?
to. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
But yeah, and I've been playing way too much Duel Links.
Same.
See, last episode for more talk on Duel
Oh my
Links.
god. Yeah, we talked way. I was talking to my girlfriend. She's like, "You guys talked like 40 minutes about Yu-Gi-Oh." I'm like, "Is that right?" And then we talked a good
There may or
amount.
may not be more of that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike, what have you been watching?
So I talked a lot about Winter Part 2 already. Or no, Winter Part 2. A lot of Winter anime, the last 2 episodes. So I'm just going to add one more to that. Akiba's Trip, the animation. Oh, I spelled it wrong on the random show. Whoops. And it's based off the game, Akiba's Trip, which I have not played. And I didn't even know what it was about. And then I watched the anime. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
So Akiba. Is that a play on words, by the way? Akiba's Trip? Akiba's
I would assume
Strip?
so.
Okay, anyway.
Well done, Mike.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Years later. So yeah, it's about a kid who runs into this girl who just happens to have these like vampire powers. I guess they're like vampires anyway. There's demonic vampire things, and then these monsters, they take control of people, humans, and then the only way to destroy them is to tear off their clothes because they're weak to sunlight. And you know, I mean, of course, anything before the underwear means they're dead anyway. So there's a lot of girls and guys in underwear. So yeah, but I mean, okay, I've watched maybe 2-3 episodes of it now, and what I like about it, it's not the fan service, it is actually the action. Surprisingly, the action's a lot better than I thought it would be. I mean, it's just like, you know, him running through crowds and tearing off clothes and then poof, a bunch of smoke in the background. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it, it's just, and the design, the characters, like, it's just a clean anime that I really appreciate. But yeah, I'm not totally crazy about it, but I'll watch it here and there. Just say.
Is this the one with like the Street Fighter 5 references? Or like they're playing Street Fighter?
Oh, it has the burger shop.
The burger shop?
Isn't it like Hardee's or something? No.
So I don't know. They
Carl's
do.
Jr.?
There's an episode where like they're buying stuff in a store, but I can't quite remember.
There,
Yeah.
there's an anime that I saw like float on my Twitter feed, and it was like people playing Street Fighter, and they're like, "Oh, isn't this something that we would call like Suturi Freighter 5?" And like, no, we're officially sponsored by this, so it's okay to call it its real name. And I'm like, oh my god, what anime is this?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
remember Tanya the Evil, or I forget what's it.
Saga of the Tanya the Evil.
Saga of Tanya the Evil. Like I keep forgetting the full title.
It's a weird title.
That has like a shot of an Overlord poster in it at one point.
Oh.
I know that was silly, but I was really happy because I like Overlord.
It's not the one I have to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, Akiba Strip, the animation, it's all right. I mean, if you're into, you know, anime characters with their clothes off, watch it. And cool action. Also, they got that cool hair too. But anyway, other stuff I've been watching that's ongoing actually. All Out, the rugby anime. Man, like they're like maybe 15, 16 episodes in now, and they're final. Or now it's I don't know. They've been practicing this whole time. Exhibition matches. It hasn't really been a tournament yet. Which is like, okay, when's that gonna happen? Because that's when it gets good. But also, like, a rugby team is made up of like maybe at least 10 people, so I can see they're trying to flesh out some characters, but they're definitely leaving out a chunk. Like, we don't have time for this.
Yeah.
But which is fine because I really don't care about some of those characters. But yeah, I mean they're at this like kind of training camp with other schools. So I'm hoping it gets better. Like they just started another match in the latest episode, and I just wanna see. Like
you just
legit
wanna drop it?
hardcore rugby anime, huh?
It sounds like you want to drop it.
No, actually, this is one of the few that I'm actually just sticking with. For some
Okay.
reason. Yeah, I mean it's not as bad as Days. Like I was just, Days, soccer anime from like 2 seasons ago, which it was just there's barely. I mean, when there was playing, it wasn't really focused on the playing. It was more focused on the characters, which was kind of a disappointment for me. and that was ongoing too. And I was like, no. But I'd rather watch other stuff. So All Out, I mean, I'm still keeping up with it. Honestly, it's one of the few I'm still keeping up with.
15 or 16 episodes in, do you feel like you now have a firm grasp on the rules of rugby?
I do.
Yeah?
Ooh. Yeah. Actually, I learned something new in this last episode. I was like, oh.
I've been watching a whole bunch of March Comes In Like a Lion. I have no idea how to play shogi. I tried. There's a Yakuza 0 mini game where you can go into a shogi house, and I'm like, all right, I've watched plenty of episodes of this. I can handle this.
Yeah.
No idea. I could not beat the second puzzle, which was really easy, and it was embarrassing.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know any either, so we're on the same boat. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, rugby, it's like football, but it's not. So another one I've been watching, Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans. I think it's almost finishing up. I think we're at like episode 40, 41.
Dang.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, I mean, well, this is season
It's
2,
two
so
seasons,
both
yeah.
are like 25 episodes each. Actually, yeah, wait a minute. So there's still like 9 episodes left. Wow, I have no idea what they're going to do. Because like things are going haywire. Like, I think I talked about this like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it's getting more crazy. I'm like, whoa, what? And then, and it's I haven't, and I watched a good ton of Gundam, and I think this Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam series haven't been this brutal in a long time. And I say that because I watched the original one, although I don't remember. Anyway, it's so like, yeah, the original was pretty brutal too for its time. But then like Gundam 00 and like Gundam Age, and there's like a bunch of other ones. In terms of like just shocking things to happen, Iron-Blooded Orphans is up there. And there's a few things happening in this season anyway that have stepped it up, and I want to see more. And It kind of sucks that it ended where it did, because I was like, no, I want to see the rest. But there's 9 more episodes, so they got me hooked. And then One Piece, of course. I'm always watching One Piece. I have no idea what episode we're on. But
too far.
I mean, they're out of the filler arc, which is nice. What I love about One Piece is, too, is like, even though they have fillers, they're either about a backstory of a character, which I find very interesting, or they're short enough that you're right back onto the canon arc. So yeah, this is just straight up canon now, and yeah, they're about to. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. I know there's a lot of people that are catching up too in the Facebook groups. I appreciate that. Keep it up. But yeah, it's getting good, guys.
Cool.
Are you caught up?
I'm still in the process of catching up.
Okay.
I know I said like One Piece is my
Mike.
favorite
Yeah.
anime, but come on, I've watched like 500 episodes. I'm allowed to say it's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite animes.
I think you know that pretty well.
I know it pretty well.
Yeah, no, he watched a lot.
All things considered.
Exactly. Yeah. I would just say this though. In this arc, they had a very heartfelt moment, which I appreciated, and it was it felt like the good old days, which I liked. So anyway, One Piece is great.
There's so many heartfelt moments. In
I
One
know.
Piece.
It's just like, oh,
I'd
what?
hope so in 700 episodes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But anyway, I
No,
was really
okay.
happy when they
Good.
did the thing, and then there was a thing and a character thing.
Speaking
Lots of
heartfelt
things.
moments.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
getting into our topics for this week, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a shorter one. We have a good watch party segment coming up, so we're going to keep that a little bit lengthy and this one a little bit shorter. But we wanted to do a very small segment on love and romance for Valentine's Day. 'Cause,
Yeah.
who doesn't
Yeah.
like that? A lot of people, but it's fine. But if you're curious, we're not going to do the same thing as we did last year. This is going to be about unconventional love stories.
Yes.
And we're going to go a little bit into our favorite ships and fictional romance. It should be great.
Cool.
I have some
Sweet.
great ships. They're really
Would you like to begin?
self-indulgent. Sure. Let's go with. We're gonna start with our unconventional love
Okay.
stories or our favorites. Of course, my favorite is Pikachu and Ketchup.
It's the original unconventional love story.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things, especially because Pokemon Company is kind of aware of that relationship, and I think they brought it up recently. Even though I think the newest obsession for Pikachu is pancakes. Because apparently the Alola Raichu likes pancakes a lot.
Interesting.
Something in the lore with that. But anyway, there's actually a lot of really cute Pikachu and Ketchup merchandise.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so there's this, it's called like the Sepia graffiti line, and they don't sell it at the Pokemon Center, or they sell a few things there, but getting really technical. Sorry. I get really excited about these things.
I'm sure our fans are wondering too.
Yeah, so the Sophia Graffiti line has a lot of really cute, fat Pikachu stuff, and you don't see a lot of that merchandise. And then there's this one plush that came out with for a very short time. It was Pikachu holding a ketchup bottle.
A short time?
Yeah, I have
Wait a
it.
minute.
I have it. And it's so
Snap.
cute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so there's bags, and they had handkerchiefs, and I saw a whole bunch of different things with Pikachu and ketchup when I was in Japan. And I have this cute mug that's kind of like it. Anyway, that's definitely my favorite, unconventional love thing. It's the cutest. He's just so chubby
And
he's holding ketchup.
He's holding that ketchup throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, and then at the end when it
And then
breaks,
he's
it's
just
just
like,
so sad. Yeah, I think.
I wish I've watched more of this.
It's just over one episode. I forget exactly
It
which
was
one
the
it
episode
is.
when
Is it with the ghost?
it's the ghost. Yeah,
haunter?
the ghost town with the two teams that are trying to become a gym.
Yeah.
So it's Electabuzz versus Scyther episode.
Yeah, it's so good. You have to. So on Valentine's Day, go watch that one.
Perfect Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah.
So here's our list of perfect Valentine's episode. Okay. No.
Yeah, and then my other thing that I picked was Kaiba and himself.
I saw that. I laughed out loud. Nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a
He
Yu-Gi-Oh streak right now.
totally does.
I am so into Yu-Gi-Oh.
totally
I
does.
was real thinking hard about pulling out my old cards last
Oh.
night.
I
And then
don't
I
know what I
didn't
did
do it
with
because it was
mine.
really late. But yeah, Kaiba is so full, so prideful, and he just doesn't care about anybody else, really. Really, the way he cares about himself. I think he cares
true.
about Mokuba and stuff, but if he could date anybody, he'd just
I
date
feel like he
himself
cares
forever.
more about Yami Yugi than he does Mokunomi.
Isn't that everyone though?
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, based on that movie, anyway.
Yeah, everybody ships Yugi and Kaiba, but I'm just no, it's
No.
fine. He's good on his own.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh has gone to a point where I'm now more familiar with the abridged characters than I am the actual characters from the actual show.
Actually, I haven't watched that. I need to see
You've
that.
never seen? Oh
Yeah.
man,
I've seen like
And
one.
they're
Screw
funny.
the rules. I have money.
Yeah, so he's very into himself and
Mm-hmm.
winning. So that's one of my favorite things too. I just love his personality.
Yeah.
He's such a piece of trash.
I know. Oh my god. I think actually in dueling, he always says this when you win as Kaiba. He's like,
so mean.
"You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck." I'm
love
like, whoa.
That people see that when I beat them.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, Kaiba, you.
So vicious.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Kaiba's cool.
Yeah, so
And he
those
loves
are
himself.
my two favorite unconventional love stories,
All right, what you got, Mitch?
I guess.
So for my unconventional love, I originally wrote down for Durarara, Shizuo and vending machines. But the more I think about it,
He threw maybe a couple vending machines.
he more has a relationship with just anything he can find on the street. And the more I thought about it, I feel like the actual unconventional love is really his unconventional love for Izaya, because he just wants to give all these things to Izaya. He yells out his name pretty much 3 times every episode he's in. And it's like a Batman Joker kind of situation where they wouldn't be able to exist without the other.
There has to be some
true.
cute AMVs out there.
Yeah,
We
I'm
get
sure
into
there.
Oh,
territory.
sure there are,
Like,
sure,
oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much mine. I can probably think of a couple others like maybe C2 and Pizza Hut Pizza.
Classic.
Yep. From Code Geas.
Nice. For me, I'm riding that Yu-Gi-Oh train anyway. You made me think about Yugi Moto and Yami Yugi. Those two have a bond, a relationship. And if you think about it, Yami Yugi has already been in Yugi Moto. So, what? Ba-dum-bum.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Michael
Oh.
Moan, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh! Anyway.
Please gift that dance. Please just gift that dance. Tweet it at me at Jurassic Rabbit. I will retweet it, and I will enjoy the rest of my days.
I mean, okay. I'm talking
Also
about...
tweet that reaction.
So, all right, and the reason why I think that, not only because Miranda brought up Kaiba, but also just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of the Dimensions movie that we watched recently. When he talks about Yami Yugi, it's it's almost as if he lost someone like a lover, and keeps
They
anyway.
were close. They were
Yeah,
close.
well, anyway.
As
Anyway.
close as you can get, since he lived.
Well, I mean,
inside
they're
of it.
pretty close.
You know?
I feel like I just got a great look at what's
Mine is the
inside Mike
same.
Mamone's mind right now.
Hey, there's people that think the same thing. Okay. All right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Sure, Mike.
Anyway, so that was one. And then I thought about this just out of the blue. Kakyoin? And Kakyoin and cherries from JoJo.
Which one?
Which cherry?
Which?
It's the red
Which-
one in
which-
episode 50.
Which series?
That's JoJo
Stardust
Part 3.
Crusaders. Yeah, part 3. Stardust Crusaders. It's a scene where he literally, Jotaro is eating food, and then you see there's the cherries in front of him. He's like, "Can I have cherries? I really love cherries." And he gets it, and I'm sure everyone knows this gif. And he goes, he puts the cherry on his tongue, and he goes, and I was looking on YouTube to figure out if what exactly he said before he got the cherry. And there's videos of Kakyoin eating cherries 1 hour long, just looping, and I love it. I was like, whoa, yeah, I can use these. Just post on me. I'll check this out. Anyway, yeah, the fact that there's it's just one of the best things that came out of Stardust Crusaders. But yeah, and that's why you should watch JoJo, so you can get those memes and gifs. So anyway, I'm talking both.
You're
of
really
you.
selling it.
I am. So you can get in the know of all these cool. Anyway, so yeah, those are my unconventional love matchups.
Moving on from one lewd topic to another. Let's get into our favorite ships. I don't think
Favorite
we've
ships.
actually talked about these before, which is really exciting. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't think so.
I have some pretty good ships.
Okay.
Actually, I don't do that many because a lot of the people that I ship usually get together anyway.
Yeah, that's.
So it's not really a ship at that point. It's just romance.
Yeah.
I had to ask my girlfriend, does that count?
I know, right? Yeah.
So one of my favorites actually isn't mine, but one of my very best friends, I introduced him to Death Note, and he told me, he was like, but what about Elle and Light?
Wait, is this Brian?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, because it's just like,
This is his first ship too, right?
yeah,
At the
baby's first ship. It's so cute. I was just like, ah. And so when I was at Anime Expo, I almost bought him Doji, and I was like, maybe that's moving too fast. So yeah, I've been trying to slowly getting him into anime, and he's been watching more and more. And so
Okay.
whenever that happened, I was like elated because it's yes. But yeah, totally though, right? They are so, they're into each
I
other.
mean, not like Yami Yugi and Yugimoto, but
Yeah, not like
Whatever.
Izaya and Shizuo.
I would say they're not into each other the same way, but
Sorry.
but
I'll
yeah,
stop.
I'd say okay, spoilers, but he had to kill him because he loved him too much.
Ugh. Tragic love.
Yeah, so sad. Didn't really want to, but had to.
Okay.
Did we have a conflicting one, kind of?
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Good to
I
know.
ship Lelouch and Suzaku.
Ooh.
You know. You guys know it's the right ship.
I got Colin and Lelouch.
That's cute. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, it's just I wanted Colin to be happy. I knew Lelouch is
fool.
the worst person in the world.
I also
but
love him.
Like
Colin is so awesome, and she loves him so much, and it's just make it happen. And yeah.
No, I just there's some obvious tension between Lelouch and Suzaku, and just gotta act on it.
I mean,
You
one
need
could
that
argue
Gotta
tension.
act on it.
one could argue that tension is bitter hatred
Or sexual.
Which can't, yeah.
or sexual. Never
Yeah.
know. Sometimes the two are hard to tell apart.
One of my other favorites is something I was thinking about recently. So I very much shipped Mako and Gamagori, and it's very lightly hinted at throughout Kill la Kill. But I also kind of thought, but what about Ryuko? Because there's a lot of ships for Mako and Ryuko.
Wait, a
'cause-
three-way ship?
yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm like, but what if they had an open relationship? Because I could totally see that.
I'll keep this in mind when I watch Kill la Kill.
Yeah, because there's a lot of hints at Mako and Gamagori, and there's a lot of
Okay.
fan art and
Oh
other
yeah,
things
I accidentally
for it.
looked up
Um,
their names, and there's a lot of fan art.
Yeah, but without getting too spoilery, it's not really that big of
Okay.
spoilers.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's at one point where Mako's like, I want to go on a date with Ryuko, and some people was like, oh, she meant with friends, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I'm pretty sure Mako goes any way she wants with
I could see that.
relationships. Yeah,
see that.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I kind of ship all three of them. Yeah.
I think that would work. I think it would work with,
Yeah,
with
I think
that
they
with
would
that
be down for
combination.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Okay.
So those are mine, except for one last one I'll say for later.
Later. Okay. All right.
For mine, I'm going to a little anime called School Rumble, which have you guys seen School Rumble?
Mm-mm.
I don't have to.
Oh man.
I want to say I saw some of it a long time ago, but I can't remember.
School Rumble is basically a naval shipyard with all the ships that are going on in School Rumble. Literally it's a classroom. Every person in that classroom has like a name and a personality and some time dedicated to them. And it's kind of like an amazing thing. It's cool. Like, you know how most ship names are done by, putting the names of the two characters together.
Yep.
And I remember like being really into the fandom of School Rumble, and the names of the ships were actually decided on.
Let me just say, for the past minute, I thought you were talking about actual ships.
No. No.
So, and
Really?
then I got it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm back on. So go ahead.
Oh man. So the ships in School Rumble were defined by like the event that took place that brought them together. So for example, like Mikoto and Suo, it would be basketball because they started, together in a basketball game basically. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. My favorite ship is Harima and Yakumo and Harima and Eri. Those two, like just literally anyone but Harima and Tenma, which is the main ship. Literally anyone.
Was that the one where they fight in school? Kind of.
There's fighting, but it's more a romance comedy.
Okay.
But there is fighting involved.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
It goes everywhere.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
I think I did watch it. I gotta watch
It's
it.
really good.
Double check. Cool.
And then something that I can't really talk about yet because we haven't gotten to the watch party, but Minori and Ryuji from Toradora.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, look forward to that.
So my ships, for me, Gray and Juvia from Fairy Tail, mainly because Gray like hates Juvia, but then there'll be times when he's like kind of affectionate, but at the same time still hates her.
Sometimes hate and love are hard to tell.
Sometimes we've established,
That's true. Yeah, but also just Juvia, like, cause before, if you haven't watched Fairy Tail, Juvia started off as kind of a bad guy, I guess. But then, things happened and, kind of, I guess she saw Gray and was like, oh my God, he's so sexy. Oh, because Gray always has his shirt off. And that's probably why. But yeah, those two, I just love their, like, kind of love-hate thing going on. It's one of the more fun ships out there. Next to that, though, Luffy and Boa Hancock from One Piece.
So one-sided.
So one-sided. God dang it, Luffy. He's like Ash. He's like they're just oblivious to everything. But what I love is Bo is just crazy in love with her. Oh, everything all right? Oh no, Pikachu's butt's dirty.
It's his
His
tail.
tail. It's okay.
It's his
He's okay.
tail,
Okay.
man.
Sorry.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
see
fine.
from. I just see. All right. Anyway, but yeah, Luffy and Bo Hancock. I mean, obvious reasons. Like they're probably the closest thing to Luffy ever finding somebody.
Which is still not very close.
It's very far. And then this is just a bonus, Tanaka-kun and Ota from Tanaka-kun's Always Listless.
Yeah.
I miss that show. I want more Tanaka-kun. But also Ota is just like the best boyfriend.
Yeah. You'd be lucky to have him.
He's husband material. And Tanaka-kun doesn't deserve him. But they love each other, and you can tell because just watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One really important ship that I forgot
Uh-oh.
was Rukia and Ichigo.
Ooh.
Oh,
Bleach.
man.
Orihime needs to die. I hate her.
Yeah.
A lot of people ship them, and I'm just like, no. No, she's awful.
It was during the, what, Arrancar arc? No.
Yeah,
Like, where
probably.
Orihime was, like, a particular, like, cog in, like, that arc, and I'm like, ugh. I guess you gotta save her.
Should have died at the beginning. Brother should have killed her. Anyway. Yeah.
Bleach.
And then my final ship is myself and the Master Chief. Because you can do
Master
anything
Chief?
with that.
Halo?
He's there. He's always watching you.
He's in an animated show. It's
That's
fine.
true. That's true.
Now, why Master Chief?
Because he's the best.
He's pretty good.
Me and Callie had a whole discussion
Oh.
about the benefits of dating Master Chief, which I won't get into here. But
Wait, what? Okay.
don't worry about it. Anyway,
Okay.
one of the greatest things of fan fiction is Reader X whatever. So, yeah, just gotta find the good ones.
All right.
I can tell you the first search result for Reader X Master Chief is not great. Just gotta tell you that.
Okay.
We
Not
can do
great
better.
how?
I was just written really poorly.
Oh.
I mean, this person obviously tried, but had no grammar whatsoever. Anyway,
Okay.
please tell us your favorite ships and who would you ship yourself with?
Master Chief? Or maybe, Yugi Moto.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone would do that.
Yeah, no.
If you would ship
Yami.
yourself with Yukimoto, which nobody would.
No, that's true. I meant to say
Yugi's
Yami.
so sad. He's
He
just like, aw.
is. Yeah, he's never going to get with Taya.
No.
Anyway.
She can be better. Anyway, please let us know. You can let us know on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/IGN Anime Club. You can email us at IGN_Anime Club@IGN.com, or you can get us on Twitter at our individual Twitter names.
Handles, yeah.
Handles. I'm breaking down.
You're almost there. You got it.
Or you can tag #IGNanime, IGNIME, and we'll find that.
Yes.
You can talk to us. You can talk about ships. They're
Or real ships.
Like naval
Real
yards.
boats.
In naval
Yes.
yards.
Let's not talk about that.
Just starts getting tweets about ships all day.
That's okay. Maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, it's finally time for us to get into our new watch party
Hey!
for Toradora.
All right.
If you guys haven't joined us for watch party before, every episode we talk about 2 episodes of a show chosen by you guys, and like I just said, right now we're watching Toradora. Just started, so I hope you'll join us. Episodes 1 and 2, and we have a ton of comments.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get to it because we're
Okay.
already running long.
Okay.
I hope you stuck with us. And
Oh, they love it.
are lewd. Anyway.
We probably got more people watching.
I know. Sounds like that Yugi joke.
Oh. Anyway, Jeffrey Chavez says, going back and watching an 8-ish-year-old anime by JC Staff after
wow.
enjoying Flying Witch last year, also by JC Staff, had me noticing how things like character designs and the use of CG in anime as a medium have changed over time. It's a pretty neat realization if you ask me. That's totally true.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even realize I did the same thing, so that's cool. It's always interesting going back and looking at like a studio's history of or like for each show.
Seen the similar,
So-
yeah.
And see their similarities or like style differences. Then Chris Mangas says, "Tigers suck, dragons rule." That is all.
Agreed.
I like tigers. I do like dragons
Tigers
too.
are cool, though.
No.
That was a bad argument.
I mean, it's hard to argue with his.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah, I
pretty
guess.
straightforward
Yeah.
on his opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Chad Toops?
Yeah.
Toops?
Toops?
Toops? I think Toops.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. This always
We're
happens.
we're really bad with names. Anyway.
He says, okay, I watched the first and second episodes of Toradora, and I have to say I like it. It is cute and funny. Not really something I go for, but still enjoyable. And that's like
Nice.
awesome to hear because that's what we kind of try to go for Watch Party. Like, it is something chosen by a majority vote.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you find something new that you wouldn't have watched ordinarily.
Also, what was the last watch party again? Oh, it was Kids on the
Slope.
Slope.
We just finished
I
it.
know, I'm sorry. And then before that, Fully Cooley. And then, so we had a bunch of sci-fi, so bringing back to the whole...
Getting a romantic comedy will be fun just because we haven't
Oh,
had
yeah.
something like that
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, not
in
for
a
a
long
while.
time. Yeah.
Or at all.
We
Anyway.
talk about more serious shows.
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, that does make it interesting for analysis too because it is so much more lighthearted. There's not as much to dig into.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how we go forward and what you guys pull from it. And there's actually a lot of really good, great analysis so far.
Yep.
Tyler DeBoer, a frequent commenter for
Hey.
the Watch Party, says, off we go on our story of love. I'd like to draw your attention to the openings and endings of Toradora. Pay attention to the lyrics of the song and Taga's mind state at the time each is being used. When we reach the song change, this will be important again. That's really great to notice because I did not know that.
Yeah.
And so
I
I'll
love-
actually pay attention to the opening.
I love when animes do that and they use music to play on what the characters are feeling. Kids on the Slope actually
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really well. So yeah, it's very cool.
Then another frequent commenter, Neil Del Toro, says, welcome to the world of Toradora, aka Diet Scum's Wish. Meet Ryuji, a well-mannered high school student cursed with killer eyes and a
Proclivity?
proclivity, yeah, for clean spaces and cooking. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just had to read that because that's Scum Swish in it, and it's like Diet Scum Swish. I'm like, like mega diet.
Very, very,
Whoa.
very diet.
Talking like not eating at all.
It's like the super slim, you know, the slim
okay.
and super slim.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Totally agree. So let's
The
go ahead
super slim Scumwish.
and get into episode 1.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear what you guys thought about it too. Do you guys want to read one of the comments?
Oh, yeah, sure. Matt Murray says, so now on to episode 1. The first thing that should be pointed out is the main theme of Toradora being love. The anime starts with 2 birds on a wire as Ryuji and Taiga have their dual opening narration. This also lets us, the audience, know that this isn't the typical will they, won't they type romance anime. This is an anime that will explore love, which is a big reason why Toradora is hailed as top tier when it comes to romance anime. However, for now, the biggest thing we get from the opening, a look at our 2 main protagonists.
So it's very obvious what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't pick up on it within the first few minutes, like, come on.
The first couple of scenes, I'm like, wait a minute, do they live together? And then, like, oh, okay, no.
Yeah, it
They're
kind of
just-
looks like that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what's going on?
But it's pretty obvious that they're going to be, like, a thing eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they have to be. There's no way. But it's like, that's a big thing, right? It's about the journey. It's about them figuring it out, because obviously they're meant to be.
I know.
But
Yeah.
it's cute.
It's funny because I remember watching this, and like I said, one of my favorite ships is Ryuji and Minori, and just knowing that, I know where this is going to end up. But I love Minori and Ryuji so much. I'm just holding on to the thread of hope as it just gets less and less stable, and just until I just love Minori.
Yeah. And then...
Shall I read
Yeah,
Derek Younger?
go for it, yeah.
Derek Younger, I say that the characters seem to be of stock variety, but that is only at face value. Toradora refuses to play any character trope straight with Ryuji having the face of a thug, but in all actuality is a rather normal high school student with the exception of his passion for cleaning. Taiga is a textbook definition of a tsundere, but unlike most characters with this description, is actually surprisingly honest about her feelings for Kitamura. Well, that is after a little school vandalism and failed breaking up and failed breaking and entering, and thus the alliance of Dragon and Tigers is formed to play a sort of dual Cupid and help each other gain progress with their crushes. Actually, I think it was a pretty successful breaking and entering. She broke in and entered and
With
attempted murder.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay.
I know.
Maybe leave.
That stab through the wall, like, whoa. This girl's serious.
One big thing from the first episode that I knew right off the bat was I hate that stupid bird.
Oh,
I hate it so much.
I love
It goes
Iko.
the worst. I want it to die. I hope it dies really soon.
Oh, man. It just wants to say its name.
It's a really weird bird. Let's be real. I was
love
grossed out
Iko.
by like the first time. I was like, whoa, what's
So
wrong
I
with
was like,
that
no,
bird?
it's gotta die. It's gotta die.
I
hope it
love how
dies.
much Ryuji loves that bird, too.
Yeah. So Austin Bartel points out, interestingly enough, the dub made an alteration to Taiga's thanks for the meal. The line, and no one else wasn't present. Oh yeah, and no one else wasn't present in the subversion, and this speaks volumes on how Taiga does feel gratitude, but again can't express it. So yeah, in that time when she was getting her meal from Ryuji, she made a point to say, I guess in the dub, that there wasn't anybody else around, just like intentionally ignoring him in the dub, as opposed to, I guess she didn't do so in the sub.
Speaking of, are you guys watching dubbed or subbed?
I am watching the dub.
I've watched both.
Okay, well, I mean,
but
like
so
this time
for
around.
the watch party, I'm watching the sub.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching subbed.
All right.
Because I watched episode 1 dubbed, hoping well, I mean, I heard good things about the dub.
Yeah.
But they weren't hitting as much as the subbed was for me. Like, I watched episode 2 subbed, I'm like, and then I don't know, it's just the little things when you're doing, voice acting that I pick up on a little bit more with the character. And I think the sub did it more for me. So I'm going to stick with sub for the rest of the season.
Fun fact: Toradora is the very first anime that I was actually a part of as the dub. Yeah, I did Walla starting with like episode 8 or so. It's the one where they're at the dance. And another fun
snap.
fact: the voice actor of Ryuji, Eric Kimmerer, is a friend of mine and he used to be my neighbor.
Oh, dang. So episode 8,
So-
all right, I watched the dub for that one.
Oh, you have to tell us exactly when and where.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay.
I mean, you won't be able to hear my voice, but I'm in the bed of people in like the dance, and I'm in the group of people that is at the dance in Toradora.
Okay.
And
So cool.
yeah, many other episodes actually.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us know when we get there.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, so going into episode 2, one thing I noticed that I really appreciate about Toradora and picked off right off the bat is that this is so much about perception and about how both Ryuji and Taiga have to deal with that. Whether it's of other people like picking on them for like how they look or how they act, and to how they can combat that together.
Yeah.
And how I think even though Taiga is like that textbook tsundere, like she has so much more depth because it's a lot about her not having the right kinds of attention. In episode 2, we learned that like her and her parents just don't get along. They just go let her live on her own. It's like,
Yeah, I
oh,
was
okay.
like, okay.
And like how she's been so alienated except for having like one friend, and then suddenly when like, you know, Ryuji kind of is forced to pay attention to her.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And they find like so much in common, and they can kind of combat the perception together of what people have for them. And so I think that's just really cool point they're tackling, and like how it can both be right and wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting how they're both technically the same person. And then also are very different from each other.
Yeah, they just handle it way different ways.
Very different.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of skipping over all these comments.
Oh yeah, we'll get into them.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much at the end of episode 2 where he's like, I'll help you. I'm like, okay. You guys are gonna... Also, it's mostly the dude. The girl is, she kind of gets it, but, Taiga, but she'll probably warm up.
Taiga will be the one that I think holds back more.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Also, I love Ryuji's mom.
Oh god,
Oh.
she's
The
one of
best.
the best moms and she just gets better. Like, let me just say, I love Ryuji's mom.
She's working hard, does what she wants.
Just chilling.
Yeah. At first it's like, oh, she's kind of lazy because she doesn't keep up with the cleaning or anything. But it's
Yeah.
like if she's the one like working all the time, like single mom trying hard, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Also, it's a good son.
They
Cooks
take
the
care of each other.
Meals and stuff, and cleans
Yeah.
the house. Yeah, I didn't even get it that he, like, when he found the mold, I'm like, oh no, he's just like that. Like, he doesn't want anything dirty.
He's just
Yeah.
like super neat freak.
Yeah.
And I like that they take care of each other. It's really cute.
I feel like one of the common themes in Toradora is that the characters are so much more than their initial impression might give off. Like Ryuji's mom, you know, she gives off the impression of being very, you know, lackadaisical and just kind of like, you know, no, just do what you want. I love you. But she is a hardworking mother who loves her child. And that goes with, you know, almost every other character. Ryuji, mean mug. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever seen in anime.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just goes further than that with all the other characters too.
Yeah. So let's get into some more comments.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have so many. Matt Jorgensen writes in and says, in this episode, we learn more about the developing dynamic of Taiga and Ryuji and learn a little more about our two main characters. Yep. The mix-up in the previous episode is not an uncommon one for Taiga. The baking of her cookies for Yusaku. I was like, wait, who is that again? And then I was like, oh yeah,
His
different
friend.
names.
Yeah.
First and last name. And her subsequent accidental destruction of them shows that she is somewhat klutzy. But when she works for something, she puts all of herself into it. Ryuji tries to help by eating crushed cookies, telling her that they are delicious even though they are salty. Ryuji is capable of an extraordinary amount of sympathy and dislikes seeing anyone in any kind of pain, which takes a lot of work.
That was a very... I appreciate that scene. That just shows how caring Ryuji is. And then also growing the relationship.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Guys.
Leigh Fitzner LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Episodes 1 and 2, I got you. Episodes 1 and 2 give us a wonderful introduction to the two primary members of one of my favorite anime casts. Much of the comedy comes from the interplay between the two. Taiga, living apart from the parents, who she doesn't seem overly fond of, is lonely and clumsy, but hides behind brash posturing and unreasonable demands. Ryuji, meanwhile, isn't afraid to call her out on her abrasiveness and insult her right back, even as he continues to steadfastly help her out. Yeah, like we said, they're just opposites of each other.
Going back to Yusaku for a second.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Oh, I know. He's like, I know where you're going. Let's be friends.
And then dub, he's just like, oh, look, so it sounds like the bell. Gotta go.
Oh, is that
He's
what he
like,
says in the dub?
Like,
no.
oh no, he's like so nonchalant when he leaves as the bell rings at the dub.
Uh-huh.
Like he definitely says like, oh yeah, we're just being great friends. Oh, the bell. Like, he just plays it off in such a weird way. I'm just like, you jerk.
He's a weirdo. Kitamura is definitely a weirdo. But
Oh, that's interesting.
I actually really
Kitamura, what?
one of the things I really like about Toradora is just that we're 2 episodes in, already a confession and already a clear answer.
Thankfully, yes.
Yeah. And it was just
Doesn't happen too often, yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching it for like the first time. I'm like, oh my god, this is something else.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching My Love Story.
Yeah.
And just goes. It's like, thank you. Especially if the point is the romance. Like, you don't want it to just, all right, let's take 12 episodes for them to figure it out. Like, even though a lot of it is them figuring out their thing, but the core issues for them, or the immediate issues, are taken care of at least.
Yeah.
At least for Taiga. Also, I was also a little bitter with Taiga when she was just like, all right, now we're just going to go back to being just classmates that happen to live next door to each other. She's like, guess we're friends. You're friends. It's okay to be friends.
I was a little messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so
but
sad when that happened.
I get it, though. Like, she wants to kill off her perception that they're dating or something.
Oh, that's right. That's
just kind of like that crappy thing. It's like, if you're friends and you happen to be, like, really good friends with a guy, that means you're dating. It's like, no.
So these students in this high
is
school
cool.
are just
Yeah.
love gossip. Like, my God, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to fight. Oh, the dragon and the tiger. And like, oh, wait, are they dating? Like, oh my jeez.
Austin Bartrell says, incidentally, Taiga and Tora are Japanese terms for tiger, while Ryu means dragon. A transcription of the English word into Japanese is Doragon, giving us the title of the series.
Ooh.
Fun fact, Haruta, the class idiot who couldn't get a partner in gym class, is voiced by the same English VA who voiced Rivals, the insufferable class idiot in Code Geass. At least I like Haruta more, as he plays more of a role in this series than Rivals did in Code Geass.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that scene.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for your comments. Do you guys have any more things on Toradora before we go?
Oh, I'm excited to see the rest. 24 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This-
Not
this-
12.
Not 12.
12.
This is one of my favorite romance series, so I'm very glad that it won the watch party. It also has like a special place in my heart because, like I said, it's one of the first shows that I was a part of, and this show goes places. I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' reactions to to some of the events that happen later.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like the first episode as much as I liked the second because it was so tropey. It's like, okay, we've seen these characters somewhat before, especially Taiga. But as it definitely gets into it, I enjoyed it a ton. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Cool.
Anyway, so next week we will be watching episodes 3 and 4. So be sure to send your comments in for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do you guys have anything to plug before we go?
Don't forget your questions for LeSean Thomas next week. And aside from that, there's been a Berserk and the something band, whatever. I forget. There's a game.
Berserk and the Band of the Hawk.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I guess the English version came out recently.
Or no, it's not out quite yet, but we have some preview videos or Let's Plays.
There you go. So we have videos on the site. Definitely check it out. Yeah.
Yep.
I captured those.
Oh, nice. I was about to say, I'm like, wait, didn't we just do this already? Okay.
Once again, I'm the live stream editor at IGN, so IGN plays live. We're kind of cutting back on our schedule of let's plays, but we'll definitely have a live stream every Tuesday from 1 to 3 on twitch.tv/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, and pretty much everything else with IGN in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final thing I had to promote is my Scum's Wish preview thing that I wrote. So be sure to check that out on IGN. The more you guys read our anime content, the more we can do. So share it, click it, enjoy it, I hope. And let us know what you think. Anyway, that's all we've got. And be sure to send, again, comment for LeSean Thomas, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.